Does anyone have?
Stuart, I have a question. It's Isa.
Yes, Isa.
There's a big difference between meditating alone and meditating with you, right? How important is it to meditate alone?
I hate to say this, because there are people sitting here from literally 4 different continents, and people are far away. And I spent 2.5 years now building up this Zoom thing, and more people are getting involved. I'm getting emails almost every day about people wanting to be part of this. Although people have a tendency of missing classes, and I don't know what they do, but it's their lives, and I'm not there to judge them. We had a retreat here last weekend that was more powerful than just about anything I've ever been through. Life transforming, energy that went so deep and so strong, in people. And most of my life, I'm used to doing this. Because of COVID and because of other things, I had to resort to the Zoom thing. So I've been doing it. But I can honestly tell you that the training, the depth of the meditation class, much more powerful when a person sits in present. I do hands-on healing with them and work with them. But I have to say, I can only say, look, this is what the situation and what life has brought. And I'm doing the best I can to generate a lot of energy and nurture people that come to these classes online. But I cannot compare it with what went on here last weekend. It was really unbelievable how powerful. And I have just an apartment. I'm not in an ashram anymore. I'm not, I don't have a 4,000 square foot loft anymore. I don't have any of those things. I have an apartment and I have a bunch of Hindu and Buddhist art in it. It makes it a little bit more interesting. But the power of that hands-on work, of that, in-person work is much deeper. And I know, look, people live, here from Jerusalem. They're here from, Sao Paulo, Brazil. They're all over the world, from Belgium, and all over the United States. And I think it's a blessing that we can have this. It really is. And I'm here supporting it. And I'm the only one who comes to every class. It's really funny, and I come to every single class. If I don't come to class, there's no class, So what I'm saying is I support this. I am 100% behind it, but I cannot in any way say that it in any way reaches the depth that when I work with students, in person. I don't know what to do about it. I can't ask everyone to, uproot your lives and come live in Stamford, Connecticut. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm trying to get out of Stamford, Connecticut. Hopefully by next year, I will be somewhere else. I'm hoping to get a place where I can, not run an ashram, but have a place where there can be classes 4 or 5 days a week. But we'll see what's going to happen. It takes a bunch of money today. It takes much more money than when I was, I ran a 4,000 square foot meditation center in New York, with 100 people, 150 people a week coming to class. That was expensive, but today it's, that same thing would cost, that same loft would cost $30,000, $40,000 a month just to rent. And so I'm not in a position to start a business again. I'm not a kid, Years ago, I didn't mind it. I paid for everything I had to pay for. It was giving me a spiritual life, so I never cared about the money. I was able to make the money, and it took care of itself. It's a different world today, So what we have is Zoom, and I support it 1,000%. I am here, as I say, I'm the only one who attends all the classes, and hopefully all of you are benefiting from it. But the question was, is it as strong and as powerful as doing hands-on work, as doing sitting with people and nurturing them. That no, it's not. It's not. I had one student from Minneapolis who was here, or from Minnesota yesterday, and told me he's going to move to New York. He said the class was so powerful and that he's going to come live in New York so he can attend in-person classes and that kind of thing. And I was very deeply moved by that. It takes guts to uproot yourself and say, I mean, Jennifer did it. She came here. It takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of need to do something like that. And I would never impose that upon anybody. You have to come here. It's not what my life is about, and I have to respect that people live where they live, and I have to bring the best I can to them in these Zoom classes, But again, does it get close to in-person? No, it doesn't.
But I do feel a big difference between Zoom classes and when I meditate alone, like nothing, no teacher.
You'll have to repeat that, you see.
I do feel a big difference between meditating with you via Zoom compared to meditating without a teacher. So
because your connection with me is very, very deep. And because of that, you're not the person who came here like 6 months ago. There's clarity, your eyes are clear, there's joy in your heart, you have a very deep connection with me. That's why this works. I could do this over the telephone with you, for God's sake. I really mean that, because the connection is very real and very deep and very heartfelt. And it's helped you in your life, and hopefully maybe your daughter can get involved and it can help her as well, We'll see what happens. But meanwhile, you have grown enormously in 6 months. You're not the same person. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that Zoom works. Doesn't work for everybody, but it works. I won't say it works as well as what we had last week. It doesn't. Literally, it was a major transformation in the lives of people that attended that retreat.
Mm-hmm. But I do feel that the energy system is starting to work, though. Sometimes it picks me up on its own.
It works here too.
Yeah.
It works here too. And it works for people who truly have a need to do this meditation practice. Extraordinary how it changes their lives, opens them in a depth that I've never known a meditation practice that does. I did many of them before I met Rudy, and I never knew anything that got close to it. And I tried to replicate what he taught me, not exactly, because I'm not Rudy, but I tried to get as close. I don't want to add my little twist to it to make it my own. I think that would be such an insult to my teacher, to have my little twist, make it different, I don't want to add that. What he taught me was a miracle. What I'm trying to teach is really something as close as I can possibly get to that. And in Zoom, yes, people keep telling me these classes are really powerful. And I think so too. They are very powerful. But at the same time, they're not as what we had last weekend was unbelievable here, I'm still recovering from it. It was so deep and demanded myself go so deep inside myself to do that. This whole week, Tuesday, my God, I had 67 people came to meditation Tuesday. Think about that. 67 people between Europe and Brazil and the middle, Israel and all over the United States, 2 different classes. There were 67 people that attend. I haven't recovered yet from what took place last week. I'm willing to shoulder it and do it. It's my life. It's really my life. And I do it because I see people growing and I'm seeing it affecting people very deeply. And that gives me an enormous gratitude. Because my job is to pass Rudy's work on to another generation of people that can do this. And they in turn will help other people.
Thank you. I'm very grateful for the classes. Thank
I
you very
can,
much.
I can see it, and I'm just as grateful to see how you have changed and what has happened to you. It's amazing, you know? So God bless you. Keep working on yourself. You never know. I mean, what this produces, I can't even tell you. It's I know what it produced in my life, you know? And I mean, there's no way when I was in high school, I could have gone to career planning to come up with the kind of life that I've lived. I mean that. And now it's still going on, you know? I mean, hopefully in the fall, we're going to do a retreat in Europe. I want to do one. I mean, somebody approached me with the possibility of doing it. If it works out, I will do it. I'll be in Europe. It's closer to Israel, you know, and a cool place to go, especially to do a retreat. I'm a terrible tourist. You can ask Jennifer. I am a terrible tourist. I get bored. Even when I'm standing in front of Michelangelo's sculptures, I get bored being a tourist. But give me work to do wherever I go, man. I'm pretty good at it. Does anyone else have a question? Now I got troubles with this Zoom thing here. Every minute or so it goes off and goes on. I got to find out what the problem is. You know, I don't know. I tried a bunch of things people suggested. I don't know. I think it has to do with Zoom, and they might have an answer. You know, because it doesn't happen anywhere else on the computer. And I use the internet for a number of things. You know. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question, Chris. Thank you for talking about the depth of the retreat, because I don't feel like I'm back here yet. It's still going on. And I appreciate what you said, that it was the depth.
What's the question, Chris?
How can I best learn from that? It's hard.
Just absorb it. Absorb it. Don't fight it. Absorb it. It's going to create a lot of turmoil in yourself because things are coming up.
Yeah.
Trying to get, you know, free of years of being buried in there, you know? Relax. Take it easy. I mean, I watched movies and this and that, you know, they have, you know, some of these streaming companies have really good movies, you know?
Yeah.
That you can watch. And I've been watching them and taking it easy and I'm trying to absorb the week. I'm still very tired from last week, but I have to absorb it and I'm doing the best I can to absorb it. You have to do the same thing.
Okay.
Let it become integral to your life, organic to your living every day.
Okay.
And that transforms you. Same thing with this class. You know, I mean, don't leave this class and start doing salsa dancing. You know, I mean, just absorb it. Take an hour or two and absorb it. And then you got to go here, there. You can do things in life. You know, there's time during the day to do a lot of stuff.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there'll be a class on Tuesday at the same time, and thank you. God bless you all. Being here, being part of this, for growing, for taking time in your day to sit here and do Rudy's meditation practice. And God bless you all. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody soon.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Bye.